Quick disclaimer, everybody. This video has been forever in the works. We recorded this back in December, so forgive us. Personally, forgive me because I'm the one slouching on doing the work. Anyway, enjoy the video. Hello, hello, hello. What's up, everybody? It's your boy C&G of C&G Productions, along with some people.
Mercedes.
Some people. Anyway, we are here to talk about our rankings, quote unquote, for Cartoon Network. I want to say it's a very weird list. It's gonna be a short series.
So the context behind this is back when we were in high school together, we created a giant list of Cartoon Network shows where one side is all the good ones and one side is all the bad ones. And so we would like to share that list with you guys.
Unfortunately, as we have gotten older, certain people have had changes to the list,
Which we'll talk
and
about.
and I don't agree with them. But you all will, and I'm pretty sure 90% of the comment section will just like fucking skewer me when we get to that certain show. But that's aside. That's neither here nor there. All right, so I
guess our series is going to start with the bad shows.
probably because we're all assholes and we're all narcissists and shit. We like starting off with horrible things. Anyway, cow and chicken.
See, was that really on Cartoon Network or was that on Adult Swim?
That was on Cartoon Network. That was on Cartoon Network. Like probably like it usually had like the 3 o'clock time slot if I remember correctly. I can look it up after this. I can put it in post. But
Okay.
cow
Yeah,
and
I don't.
cow
The
and chicken is
concept was
weird.
never appealing to me.
Yeah, I could totally see that. Cow and Chicken is just one of those shows that was trying a little too hard to be raunchy, and it didn't necessarily work out the way Ren and Stimpy did. It was I feel like it was the Ren and Stimpy of Cartoon Network before Ren and Stimpy got put to Spike TV and it just went to shit. But that's another story for another day.
Yeah, there isn't really much to say other than eh.
I mean,
It's
if
more
I
of
had
an
to,
show than anything.
if I had to possibly put anything on this show, it would definitely be the Rug Munchers, I think it's called. Was that the biker gang or something? The Cow Muncher gang or some shit? It was like a
No
bunch.
idea.
It was okay. So there was like this episode which really did it for me. Just like made me like dislike the show, where it was a group of girls. It was like a group. It was a biker gang. It was a biker gang full of women who like to munch on rugs, on like people's rugs.
That's really weird.
But if any of you all, being the fact that we're quote unquote kid friendly, if any of you all know what rug munchers are, you can see how this is a bit risque. Long story short, that show's probably gonna get its own like in-depth look to, like probably done by me and Sketch. But that's it. That's neither here nor there. You want to introduce this one? Because I have a lot to say on this.
So, one section of Cartoon Network that we all really can't stand is Cartoon Network Real, where they had all of those shows that were with real people. They were live action. So things like Dude, What Would Happen and Destroy, Build, Destroy.
Okay, so I vehemently hate these shows. I used to, and here's the issue with that. Like, again, it's the whole idea of me growing up and me just seeing what these shows were actually about. When I was like, I think I was 10 when these shows were on. I used to love Dude, What Would Happen. I used to love the idea of it. It's just 3 guys just doing stupid shit. Now that I'm older, 3 guys doing stupid shit is literally the idea of like Team 10 and Jake Paul and shit. And ooh,
It just really wasn't. It wasn't Cartoon Network. They weren't cartoons. They were just annoying. At least to me. I don't know.
Yeah, like Dude, What Would Happen is very annoying because it was very formulaic. I mean, it was about the whole thing of it was just, oh, hey, what if we put a giant tank of lemonade on a car and tried to drive down our street?
It was kind of like Jackass.
it was a bastardized version of Jackass, and that was probably like the worst thing about it.
It
Um,
just
what
wasn't
would
good.
what would you have to say about Destroy Build Destroy?
I mean, I personally like Destroy Build Destroy better than Dude What Would Happen, just because it just it seemed more unique to me, but it also was still annoying.
I mean, yeah. The thing about DVD, I'm just gonna refer to it as DVD now. Don't even ask. But it had a fun premise. It really did. It was just, hey, we're gonna like just take apart like something, build like a big like robot or something out of it, and then after that we have like a contest. After that, whoever loses gets their shit destroyed, and it's all a big explosion, which is basically Michael Bay in 2008 in a nutshell.
Yeah. It just.
Okay, so
But segueing into that, more Cartoon Network real shows that were just terrible. Brain Rush.
I don't like the idea of Cartoon Network being home to game shows. I don't. Like Brain Rush and Hole in the Wall were two shows that I could never get behind because I feel as though it just didn't vibe. It just did more like less than do what would happen in Destroy Build Destroy because they had they were like childlike aspects to it. They were just like, hey, we're being stupid, we're like appealing to appealing to the children's, sense of wonder. But game shows just I feel it don't have a place. And
I mean, fun fact, my boyfriend was on Brain Rush, which is pretty funny.
oh Christ. Plus the fact that I didn't already enjoy his presence, I would probably shoot him for that. But that's neither here nor there.
He lost.
I'm glad he did. Let's
Yeah.
Okay, segue out of Sea and Real. We're going to Okay, so you need to clarify this one. Looney Tunes slash Baby Looney Tunes. Do you mean the Looney Tunes reboot that was like in 2011?
Yes, I don't mean like the original Looney Tunes. I mean the remake and the
Ah,
Baby Looney Tunes,
okay.
which was bad.
That makes more sense. That makes more sense. I'm 50-50 on Looney Tunes. I think that I feel like it could have been done better. It definitely could have been done better, but it just it wasn't
Just
it wasn't
I don't
properly.
like these remakes. I don't like how Disney is remaking all these live action whatever, and I don't like how we're bringing back old cartoons. Like, why can't we just keep watching the old cartoons that are all good?
The whole point of remaking is just that it has to be for a younger audience. That was the idea with Dragon Ball Z Kai. Like they were quote unquote remaking the show for a new generation, so the new generation could enjoy what they would have never seen if had they been born like a year or two later. But the entirety of Looney Tunes was probably a cash grab. It
Pretty much.
Baby Looney Tunes, and I'm gonna lump in a pup named Scooby Doo. I'm gonna lump a pup named. I'm gonna it. Those two shows are. Shows have their own little flaws, and
See, I used to love A Pup Named Scooby Doo, but I also watched it when I was a child.
yeah, that's kind of
Now,
the thing.
now looking at it, I'm just like, ugh.
It's more. It's more of a. It's more of a. Just hindsight makes you hate these shows. Like looking back on
I
it now,
mean,
you just hate them.
the entire concept of Scrappy, right?
I
Scrappy Doo, is
mean,
that his name?
yeah, Scrappy Doo was Scooby's nephew. Yes.
Yeah, no. He shouldn't have existed.
I mean,
He's like,
we're gonna end up doing a movie review. We're going to end up doing a movie review of the original Scooby Doo at some point. So you're gonna have to deal with a lot more Scrappy Doo.
I feel like Scrappy Doo is like the the really bad version of 625 from Lilo and Stitch.
Hey,
You know, the
hey.
sandwich making dude.
Hey. 625 was a funny and creative character, but we're getting off topic.
Yeah. I'm saying that Scrappy Doo is like the worst version of him.
Uh, okay, so here's where we get into like where I start to disagree. It's a slow but then a very sharp turn once we get to the third section on this list.
I think that we should just definitely jump right into the show that everyone came here to see or
Okay,
hear
okay.
about.
So we're probably gonna spend
Teen Titans
25
Go.
minutes talking about this fucking show. Okay,
Teen Titans Go.
you go first because I personally want everyone who hates Teen Titans Go with a fiery passion to get their little masturbation fix in for that and just get out of their way. So
I
go
mean,
ahead.
I do have some positive things to say about Teen Titans Go, but I guess we'll start with the negatives so we can end on a positive note. Why? Why did it have to exist? It's meta humor. It beats meta humor like terribly. Okay, that's not really the best way to phrase it. It's more of like it abuses it. There we go. That's the word I'm looking for.
It's too
All
meta
this
for its
like,
own
oh,
good.
we're in a cartoon, ooh woo shit. Like, no, that's gets. I can understand it being pretty okay, but then it gets annoying after a while.
Yeah.
And just why can't they just keep doing the old show? The old show was perfect. Why did we have to have this Cal Arts style shit? I don't understand.
Well, do you have anything else you want to say before I start going? I start going on my little spiel.
I mean, I can understand that it's marketing for children and they're trying to make money off of it, but the problem is they make it seem like it's the only show that Cartoon Network produces. And so when they did the whole Christmas Eve to New Year's thing of just nothing but Teen Titans Go and they canceled Adult Swim and Toonami for that, that was a stupid idea. I hated that. I couldn't stand walking downstairs trying to watch Cartoon Network and the only thing on was Teen Titans Go. I mean, they even did this before that whole marathon, if you will, with the whole. I mean, it just that's what their schedule ended up being the whole time, and I probably would have hated Teen Titans Go less if they would have balanced it out better. But that's just my opinion.
Okay, so on the positive side, as anyone who has basic levels of reasoning can deduce at this point, I am a pro Teen Titans fan. I am for Teen Titans Go. I enjoy Teen Titans Go with a level of enthusiasm that should be reserved for a 5-year-old child. But that's neither here nor there. While I
Sure you're not a 5-year-old child?
Hey. What I am and what I am not is not for the audience to know at this point. But
Alright.
but speaking on behalf of Teen Titans Go, Teen Titans Go is a very, yes, it has its meta moments, and the meta moments are very well done. They're very they're very, like, especially the bottle episode is probably one of the most well done satirical and meta commentaries on like poor working conditions and forced poor working conditions for Warner Brothers that has ever been done for a Warner Brothers cartoon. Honestly, I could not see that being done any other way any better. Teen Titans Go, while yes, it's a cash grab. It's definitely a cash grab. It has its shining moments. Some of the best things in Teen Titans in Teen Titans in general came from Teen Titans Go. It came out because of Teen Titans Go. Teen Titans as a franchise got its first ever fully theatrical release because of Teen Titans Go. Teen Titans Go
With a Stan Lee cameo.
Yeah, because they have to make the jokes. And speaking of that, the meta commentary that Teen Titans Go has on a consistent basis is very entertaining. It's a very good like call out to those comic book fans and those superhero movie fans who enjoy superhero movies but also aren't above talking shit about them. And the meta commentary, especially in Teen Titans Go to the movies, which I couldn't recommend enough as a fan. I am the Jax films of the Teen Titans Go movie. I could not recommend that movie enough. But it's just the show as a whole. It has moments where it's just completely down the shitter. Probably the best example of that would be the puppets episode, when Robin faced against George Washington. So like it has its ups and its downs, but then again, that's every show. There's no show that consistently just provides all like great moments or all bad moments. Well, I say that even though the next show that we're probably going to talk about is something that provides nothing but bad moments for everybody. But that's
I
aside
think
the
that, yeah, right, no show is perfect, but like overall the show should be consistently good.
I mean, I
Like
think
Teen
the
Titans
show.
Go wasn't. It was kind of all over the place.
I mean, yes, and I agree. It was all over the place, but it was all over the place in a good way. It's appealing to the short attention span of today's of the generation that's watching it. It's not really something that's supposed to be. It's not really supposed to be something that has like long storylines, like decently well action scenes, like deeper meanings. It's just a kid. It's just a random kid. It's just a random kids show that has that just has random events going on every now and then, and that's what makes it fun because you can hop in anywhere that isn't a two-parter, and you can just watch it and just enjoy. That's probably my biggest like praise for Teen Titans Go is that it wasn't all story based. And I know a lot of people are gonna say, well, Teen Titans wasn't all story based. They had a lot of control freak episodes and this, that, and the other. But overall, Teen Titans had an overarching story to it. And if you weren't there, if you were just trying to watch a random episode, you just come in, you just see Slade with a big ass S on his head fighting for Raven's dad. You're gonna be wondering what the fuck happened, you know?
One thing I would like to add is that there is one good Teen Titans Go episode, or
Oh,
rather, it's a 4-part
And
special,
we both know it is.
and that is The Night Begins to Shine.
The Night Begins to Shine is one of the highest points for Teen Titans Go. That is the self-indulgent 200 episode spectacular.
It's just the reason why Night Begins to Shine is so good is because it's not Teen Titans Go. It's it's something else entirely, and that's what made it so good. It like channeled this 80s vibe and had this crazy ass story with good animation to it and not just the same 4 faces on repeat, and it worked because it wasn't Teen Titans Go.
Yeah, I could totally understand that, but it's Teen Titans Go. Teen Titans Go does have its flaws, and I feel like the major flaw that everyone's gonna bring up is that Teen Titans Go is over syndicated. And while yes, that's an issue with Teen Titans. Well, yes, that's an issue. A lot of people need to realize it's not an issue with Teen Titans Go itself. That's an issue with the Cartoon Network staff.
Right.
The people who allow certain shows on the air are over syndicating this because it makes them a lot of money. It's what I like to call the reverse Steven Universe effect. And,
which they only release like 5 new episodes every 3 months of Steven Universe, but we'll leave that
that's
aside.
because Cartoon Network actively tries to cancel the show at any given point. But the thing about Steven Universe is that it draws in so many views, it draws in so many new faces to Cartoon Network that they can't get rid of it. So they're just pulling it off the shelves, except for short bursts out of the year. And that's an issue in of itself. We will definitely talk about the bad shit that has happened to Steven Universe over the last, Jesus, it's been 4.5 years since that show came out.
Has it really?
It's been like legitimately 5 years since that show came out.
That's insane.
I know, right? God, we're old.
I mean, just long story short, I think Teen Titans Go would be more enjoyable if they stopped playing it so much.
I mean, yes, if they start to balance it out, with new shows like Craig of the Creek, I would say Apple and Onion, but I don't like that show. It reminds me too much of the Problem Solvers.
What about Unikitty? If that's still going.
Okay, so that's actually a really good segue because Unikitty is one of those shows that we don't have on this list that I really wanted to add to this list before we started this episode. Unikitty is bad to me.
Really?
Yes, and one of the major gripes that I have against the show is that what's this woman's name? I will look this up real quick. Hold on, let's see. Unikitty original.
I think that to me, Unikitty is good, but I haven't seen all of it because my cable got canceled, so that's always
Yeah.
fun. But from what I've seen of it, I thought it was very fun, very colorful. It at least wasn't. It to me it felt a little more original, and it was nice to have something to balance out the Teen Titans Go. So I was just grateful to see anything else.
Yeah, and this is more on the. I want to say this is more on Cartoon Network side fault again because, like, Cartoon Network producers, the CEOs have had this thing about them where if they have certain people on set, they would rather cast them and like overwork them than bring in new people because I'm pretty sure you've noticed this by now. The voice of Unikitty in the show is not the same person who did it in the movie.
Really?
Yeah, because Unikitty in the show is Tara Strong, my lord and savior. But
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
yeah, but in the movie it's Allison Brie, and I'm telling you now, I would have wholeheartedly enjoyed this show probably like maybe 10, 15 times more if they actually got Allison Brie to come onto the show, reprise her role as Unikitty, and just roll with it because they have Tara Strong as Unikitty, Grey Delilah's Puppycorn, and Kate McCucci is Dr. Fox, and those three names are almost synonymous with Cartoon Network animation. Tara Strong is just basically Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon's cash cow. They want somebody they can make money off of. They throw Tara Strong in there. Grey Delilah, I'm pretty sure most people remember Grey Delilah as Daphne from Scooby Doo. That's where I remember her from anyway. But I personally don't enjoy the show because it's on the fence with me. I think it could be done better. It has some of its moments. Probably one of my more appreciated episodes is the Action Force episode where they just make fun of action movie tropes. Which, to be fair, if you can make meta humor, I will laugh at it. I will enjoy it. So that's personally on me. If you, what do you have anything that you would like to add on to Unikitty before we get to this last show we're gonna do for this episode?
Not really, no. I've enjoyed what I've seen of it, but I also am not that in depth with it, so I'd have to watch a little more.
Right. All right. Last show is gonna be just the hellhole in which all Cartoon Network shows just drop into. Uncle Grandpa.
Oh, God.
Yes.
I,
Good morning.
I have to. I have to process.
Okay, so Uncle Grandpa is a thing, and
It shouldn't be.
that's pretty much all we can say about Uncle Grandpa as a show.
It's
Like,
ugly. It's annoying. The humor is bad. It's.
like it's a show that ran for 4 years, and when you
Was
realize
it really that long?
yes, it ran from September 2nd, 2013 to June 30th, 2017.
It shouldn't
It
have.
had 5 seasons.
It's like Steven Universe on heroin. Like a lot of heroin.
I mean, given the fact that they did
A
a crossover,
lot
given the fact that
of
they did a
heroin.
crossover show together, that's
It's
that's probably the only thing I'll give Uncle Grandpa. It's a bad show with a decent crossover.
I just
Like,
think that it fits into the category of bad Cartoon Network shows that they're just clearly and obviously looking for money. And
uh,
that's a big problem, you know, if you're going to release art and cartoons, they should be for art and for entertainment, not just for cash value, but
yeah.
capitalism.
the The thing about Uncle Grandpa is that I feel as though 2013 was a weird year. Steve Universe had just started. Johnny Test like officially ended like the year before. They were trying to bring back Thundercat. They were trying to bring back Thundercats, which didn't really work. They brought Ben 10 Omniverse. I think it was. Yeah, I think it was Ben 10 Omniverse that came out around that time. They were trying a lot of things to revitalize the channel, and they had to have some new shows in there with all the old shows they were trying to bring back. And Uncle Grandpa hadn't been done probably any other way. Maybe it could have been something. Maybe it could have been something better. I feel as though had this show probably been like Adult Swim, and like had been like more in a more adult show, I probably would have enjoyed that.
Yeah, I can actually see that working really well.
Like if it was like the whole thing of it is just that everyone tries to make shows for kids, and not everything works out that way.
Yeah.
Quick,
Like that's one of the biggest problems right now is they're all like I know that it's Cartoon Network and it's obviously their main audience is children, but not like preschool children.
like that's always gonna be my argument against people hating Teen Titans Go. That it's you also have like teenagers watching it. I mean, the show's primarily directed at children, yes, but at the same time, you don't have to make brain dead content. Like in,
Right.
in a way, you can stimulate children's minds without you can stimulate children's minds, and not make it to where like their parents are just sitting there wondering what the hell they've done to deserve this kind of hell, you know?
Right.
It just it's very these shows are just like some of the some of the bottom of the barrel. Like if I had to rank like out of all the shows that that we have talked about today, I would obviously the best show the best out of these bad shows, quote unquote, is Teen Titans Go. But
Which
if
is surprising.
I would if out of my own bias, I would say like out of the shows we talked about today, the show that probably had the best run, the best like chance at continuing would probably be the Looney Tunes.
I can
And
see that. Because like you for like the adults and for the older generation, they can still connect with those characters and the kids can be introduced to them and so it's a good family dynamic that it can
exactly,
build.
exactly. Had it not just been utter trash, it was it could it could have been something wonderful. It could have been something very very well done. And to be completely fair, it got canceled before it could get into that very well done aspect of it, which we will be talking about in a later episode. But
Totally.
but most likely next week, guys, you shall see part two of this mini series in which we start talking about some of the better shows, and then somewhere along the line we're going to be doing our top five favorite Cartoon Network shows. So be prepared, be ready, and be excited because CNG Productions is back in town, baby.
Woo.
All right, I've been CNG,
I'm Mercedes.
and we will see you all in the next video. Bye.